Hey guys, so my name's Hannah. I work in healthcare. This is my husband, JD.
Hey guys.
And today we're here to talk about cat litter subscriptions.
So a little bit about us. We run a small zoo. We have 9 fish in a 400-gallon aquarium. We have 2 weenie dogs, and we have a cat.
The star of the show.
The star of the show. And the cat is one of the more feisty feline. She definitely has an attitude, and because of that, she expects the world from us. She expects lots of toys and time, the best food, and the best litter. And so to find that best litter without us having to kind of work our tail ends off to go to the store, pick it up, put a 40-pound bucket of litter into the buggy, bring it home after loading it into the car, and then bring it into the pantry. We just decided to try and have it delivered to our door, and so we tried a couple different services. And we're gonna go over some of those services today so you guys can see maybe if one of them is right for you.
So one of the first ones that we're going to talk about is, subscription through your local store. We use Walmart. There are some pros and cons with that. Pros, it gets here in a timely manner. You have a pretty wide variety, and it's normally pretty budget friendly. You can get the cheapest to some of the most expensive litter that you want to buy. And it's delivered right to your door, or at least it is for us.
And they also have like a very wide array of what you want. So you can get some of the cheaper stuff. We have one called Kitty Digggins. We just wanted to give it a shot. Phoebe didn't really like it. It was like $2 or $3 a bag. Walmart did supply it. It's basically like rocks. And so because she didn't like it, we didn't like it. That's not Walmart's fault. They're just pretty budget conscientious. And they do have everything from Kitty Digggins to the more expensive stuff. Like, I think they sell Pretty Litter, Tidy Cat, Purina Cats, stuff like that. So, but some of the good things is Walmart also offers a discount if you set recurring subscription. I want to say it's like 6 to 8% if you have it delivered about once every 2 to 4 weeks, I think. If you have a lot of cats, obviously you're gonna probably be on the shorter end of that cycle, but because we just have one, it was like set to once a month. So Walmart did pretty good. I don't really have any complaints about them other than sometimes they have some of those cheaper budget options, which we weren't really super impressed with.
Right, so we ventured out and we tried Amazon next. Amazon works pretty well. It also has a wide variety of cat litters. It's more on the higher end. You know, you can pay as much as you would like for them. Pros, we live in a rural community, and they tend to ship to our address. The downside to that, though, is you may not get it the day that they tell you that you're going to get it. The dates aren't always correct. We'll get a text message or an email saying, hey, your shipment's going to be 2 to 3 days late, and we're out of litter.
And that's really frustrating because, like, if you have it kind of down to a science, you're like, okay, I changed her litter box once a week on Sunday, change everything out, and I get about 4 changes out of it. Like, if you don't have any, it's like, what do you do? Now you have to go to the store like a normal person and actually go shopping. And nobody wants to do that. Like Walmart, Amazon also offers discounts. Theirs can be anywhere up to 15%, but we saw it was most typically around 10 to 12%. And then the other thing about Amazon is they have it all. Like, if you want budget, they have it. If you want to pay an exorbitant amount, they have it. And they can get it to you. And that is unlike Chewy. We gave Chewy a shot, and we found that sometimes they don't always get it here.
That's right. We gave them a shot with cat litter. We have been getting medicine and medications from them for a while. And those still don't come on time sometimes either. But we gave them a shot. They have a pretty wide selection. But if you want to order cat litter in bulk, they don't always deliver it to your door because it's too much.
Like if you're ordering 80 pounds like that, and that's only 2 40-pound tapes. A lot of times they won't ship it depending on who the carrier is, like UPS, FedEx, or USPS. Or if you're kind of rural, they might ask you to take it to a drop-off location because it's so large and cumbersome. So that is something to consider with Chewy.
Right.
But there were
with
good
us
things.
Being out here, it's for us to get to the grocery store, it's good 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's inconvenient.
So that's why we've been trying these subscriptions out to see which one works best for us, because we don't have the time to go either back into town or just stop on the way home from work, and it's a little bit easier for us.
Now, one thing that we did really like about Chewy is they have really competitive pricing. So like if you don't have Amazon Prime, you're gonna pay for shipping. That gets pretty expensive. Chewy, typically anything over $50, which if you're ordering 1 or 2 totes, they'll cover shipping, and it's competitive pricing across the board. You're gonna find that they're probably similarly priced to PetSmart or Petco without actually having to go in the store.
And I believe we've ordered Tidy Cats from Chewy, and it's another litter that she wasn't too fond of.
It was okay. It was kind of middle of the road, kind of budget friendly, but also like not super expensive. It's like silicone and sand, and so Chewy carried it, and so we gave it a shot. I don't have any complaints with it because I'm kind of a cheapskate, but there are more expensive options. We've also gotten Pretty Litter from Chewy. They carry it as well as Amazon. For those of you who don't know, Pretty Litter has some health benefits. What exactly does it do, Hannah?
So there's a chart on the back of the bag of litter, and it keeps up with your cat's health by changing colors. It's pretty neat. It is made of silica compared to other cat litters, and I think they are made of natural clay. So it's a little different.
Yeah, it's not as environmentally friendly. Pretty Litter is a little bit more on the expensive side. And then the other thing, if you're like us, if you have a cat box that has a hood on it, because you don't want to look at that stuff, it's not really as useful unless you're actually checking and removing that hood. So not something we found ourselves doing a lot. So we went to our last guy that we're going to talk about, and we decided to give Great Litter by Whisker a shot. Now we do have some complaints with Whisker. One of our biggest is the original ship date. So if you have a recurring subscription, it's not a big deal. They'll get it to you in time. But what did we find for our first order?
It's taken a long time to get here.
Yes.
Which is okay. You know, we haven't ran out of litter, and it's understandable, but that first shipment, it takes a little while to get here. But once you set up the subscription, it's very easy to set up.
It took about 8 or 9 days for that first order to come through. So that is something, if you're thinking about changing subscription services, that you're definitely going to want to take into account. Now with Great Litter, they're similar to some of the other vendors. They do offer a discount. However, theirs is a little bit more generous.
Yes, it's 20%. Which is a huge jump compared to some of the other ones that we've talked about.
It's almost like twice as much off. But in order to get that, you do need to buy what I feel is a more premium product. So it's probably not as expensive as Pretty Litter pound for pound. I haven't done the exact math on it because I'm not that deep into it. But it's definitely a nicer cat litter. And
yes, definitely. It doesn't leave powder on her feet. She doesn't track it everywhere.
Oh, that's a big one.
I feel like she's comfortable in it, you know.
And it works best with our litter robot, the Litter Robot 4, because it's real fine and it doesn't clog stuff up. It's not dusty. Great Litter, whenever it's shipped to us by Whisker, we can just put it right in the machine and it just runs. It's not like
super easy.
It's not like some of the cheaper subscription services that we've tried where you're trying to save $1 and it ends up costing you $2. So we really do like that. But one of my biggest complaints is if you're not doing the subscription service through Whisker, it's kind of pricey. You do get free shipping on orders over $50, but I think they're sold by 20-pound bags off the top of my head.
Which for her, one cat, it lasts a good while.
So we don't have to have it come very often, maybe just once every 8 weeks or so. But
it's still beneficial if you have multiple cats because you get such a large a large quantity whenever it's shipped to your house.
But they do have pretty good customer service. I did reach out whenever that first shipment. I was like, hey, where is it? They said, well, we shipped it. They were able to find my order number, and then they were able to get
very professional.
They're on the ball. And that may not even necessarily be their fault. It might be UPS's fault. Yeah.
Where we live.
So, but I have nothing but good things to say about Whisker aside from that biggest price point con. But it is a premium litter. I feel like you get good value for what's being delivered. So now that we've talked about some of the different subscription services that you guys can kind of take for a test ride, hopefully you've got the information that you need to make the right decision for what's best for your feline friend.